The Bengals defense is in absolute shambles right now, and everyone can point to it as the reason why this team is not going to get to where they want to go. But how did it get this bad? How did it fall this far below expectations? In this video, I'll explain why the reason for all of this now resides 3 states south of Ohio. Hi again, Bengals fans. John Sheeran of A to Z Sports Cincinnati here, and the Cincinnati Bengals defense officially died well over 500 days ago at the onset of free agency in 2023. It died when Jesse Bates III walked out the door and signed a 4-year, $64 million contract with the Atlanta Falcons. It did not matter how good the Bengals defense was when Jesse Bates was here. He was always the same player. The consistency in his production may have not have been the same in his early years like 2019 and maybe parts of 2021 when he was dealing with contract issues, but his ability and his impact and his value was always there. It's the reason why the Bengals felt comfortable cutting a veteran starter in George Iloka when Jesse Bates was just a rookie and giving Bates the starting job. In the first half of that 2018 season, he was an absolute playmaker. By the time the 2020 season had concluded and Bates was snubbed from both Pro Bowl and All-Pro honors, he established himself as the best Bengals defensive draft pick in the last 10 years. Everything, and I mean everything, that Jesse Bates was and is made him the exact kind of player the Bengals would be stupid not to reward and keep around long term. And for the last 2 years, we have seen slowly but surely the impact of letting him go. Now, of course, the Bengals have issues on defense that have nothing to do with the safety position. They still lack any sort of pass rush outside of Trey Hendrickson. Their linebackers are not particularly fast, and they have cornerbacks that still need development. All of that is very much true, but the same issues now that they are experiencing that they also experienced last year, what do they have in common? Communication, explosive plays allowed. That's where all of the trust from the 9 other players that played in front of them, that's where it comes from. The solidity of the back half of your secondary, that's what made Lou Anarumo's defense go for those 2 years where the Bengals were so close to winning a Super Bowl. Yes, Von Bell in his younger days were a part of that, but Jesse Bates was the true elite playmaker that could cover so much ground and could be handled with so much mental aptitude and responsibility. And once the personnel around Jesse Bates improved, once he could finally settle in and stop putting out a bunch of fires that were caused by personnel issues all over the place, he started to settle in, and he played phenomenally in both playoff runs that the Bengals made. And now, a year and a half later, he is doing all of those same things for the Atlanta Falcons. He is single-handedly deciding some of these games for them, and the Bengals cannot get a single competent safety to play in his shoes. They've gone through so many resources over the past 3 years just to replace him, even before he left the door in 2023. Drafting Dax Hill, signing Nick Scott, signing Geno Stone, bringing back Von Bell, drafting Jordan Battle. None of it's worked. The Bengals haven't come close to recovering from such a calamity that was letting Jesse Bates go, and they've yet to find a single competent replacement for him, and that is the biggest reason why this defense will continue to go nowhere until that problem is solved.